What's going on, everybody? It's Davey from the 80s, and you are now entering the Cinema Chop Shop. So park your ass right there. And while you're there, don't forget to hit the like, the share, and the subscribe button. Also, if you check the link below, you see a Patreon account. You click, you become a member. All you got to do is try, recommend movies and music and trailers for me to react to. Now, with that being said, we are here today with a review for an independent 2021 film by the name of New Order. This movie is a film that's made from Mexico and it's directed by Michael Franco, who I am not familiar with any of his works, but based on this movie, I might be checking out some other stuff. So this movie, New Order, is basically about a wedding that's taking place in a house, and all of a sudden it's interrupted by protesters in the area, and they that are upset because of the class levels. They're very poor, and it's basically a struggle. It's like a protest or a riot between classes, lower class, upper class. And then also during this time, the military takes advantage of the situation and they kind of create like a police state in a way, right? So what do I think about this movie? First of all, the cast in this movie is amazing. Everybody does a really good job at doing what they do, but this movie fails in a small area. This movie doesn't really like have a there's a story within it, right? But it's such a loose story that it could kind of take you anywhere. And I mean that's not necessarily a good thing and that's not necessarily a bad thing, right? Um so does this loose idea benefit the story? Yeah, it does greatly because it allows you to jump from character to character pretty loosely, because you are following like three characters throughout the whole film, so you're kind of jumping back and forth to all three of these experiences. It's three different people who all have interactive storylines. They're all combined. It's all connected, so it's not like one of the things where it's like how you saw Crash, and it's like loose storylines that somehow connect. This story has three different storylines, but they all connect, and it's never going to throw you off. Um, this movie does touch a lot about class struggles and things like that. It has some kind of is it gory? It has some things that are kind of hard to watch. It's not really gory. It's very violent. With the things that you see how dark a human being can get when they feel like they're low, when they feel like they're useless, when they feel like they're beneath somebody and they get the opportunity to step on that person's throat, they're going to do it. You see some people that you think that would never do the things that they do take advantage of the fucking situation, and they're like, okay, well, y'all should have thought about that before you acted this way. So you see this and you can tell that this movie was based off of some sort of rage that's been developing or bubbling within the city, right? It's very interesting to watch a movie from Mexico and see the perspective of how these citizens are working and how their classes are sort of different, right? um there's a huge like gap of wealth in the state of Mexico or the country of Mexico. And I think that that's very, very much shown in this movie. Um, like I said earlier, there are some scenes that are kind of hard to watch. There you see people that abuse their powers, and then it's kind of like that's what is that? The experiment where they give like the people they let them be guards and then watch them abuse their power. It's kind of similar to that. The military is given like the okay to kind of like, get the city under control at all costs. And this basically turns them into like freaking monsters, right? They give them the keys to do that. And then these people think that it's just like willy-nilly to do whatever you want. And it's kind of amazing to see how high the corruption goes within this group. So because like I said, in the movie, you have a scene where the military take advantage of a scenario, and they're trying to basically profit off of that scenario. So it just shows you how deep this unappreciated root goes. uh it was a really interesting watch. It's not that long. It's like an hour and 30 minutes. It's pretty entertaining. So I honestly would recommend it. So here on the Cinema Chop Shop, we grade movies in three different ways. You either get bodied and sits in the bowels of hell, you get a big fat meh, as in you're mediocre, okay, lackluster, mid-grade, all that good stuff, or you get Spared, and I tell everybody what a great movie you are, and I recommend them to go watch it and things like that. I honestly believe that this movie should be getting spared.
He ain't earned the death. He ain't earned the death at my hands. God's only man, spared by the butcher.
You heard it, folks. I am going to spare this movie. Honestly, it does a really good job at showing the class struggles within Mexico. Although the story, like I said, isn't a very cohesive, tight-knit story. It's kind of loose, but I think that allows it jump from character to character without you feeling like it's taking away from the story. Is it the most original story? Not really, but it's very interesting to see the perspectives that they take. At times it does become kind of predictable, but I don't think it's trying to trick you with what it's trying to do. It's just trying to show you what people can be in certain situations, and I think that it does that in a fantastic way. So, excuse me, that's my review. Let me know if you agree. Let me know if you disagree. Whatever the case may be, drop your comment in the comment section down below, and I will see you guys next time. Adios.